Alright, this video is going to be looking at something we call best buys. So best buys are useful when you're going to the shops, pretty much figuring out what you would buy that is better value for money. So to find best buys, we compare what we call unit prices, which essentially means if I'm looking at 2 litres, 3 litres, 4 litres of milk or water or something, the unit would be per litre or for 1 litre. So let's look at an example. Alright, let's go into the shops and I'm looking for some rice, and there is a 2 kilogram bag, and that is for sale for $5.75. I then see another bag, but this time the quantity is different and the bag is 5 kilograms. And that bag is going for $12.50. So in order to compare which would be the better buy, I would find the unit price for each given rate. So let's look at the first one. Let's deal with the first one. So we've got 2 kilograms, cost $5.75, and we know how to find the unit price based on the previous video. So if we're finding for 1 kilogram, to get from this side to this side, we divide by 2, which means we do exactly the same to the other side. If we're dividing by 2 on that side, I would find that my unit price is $2.875, so let's round that to $2.88. Okay, let's look at the other bag that we had. So we had a 5 kilogram bag for $12.50. Again, let's find my unit price for that. So based on that given rate, for 1 kilogram, I divide by 5 on both sides, and dividing by 5 gives me a unit price of $2.50. So if we go back and compare, this unit price is 1 kilogram is $2.50 and the other one is $2.88. So overall we can say the better buy is the 5 kilogram bag. I would actually get more value for money. Let's look at another example, a common one that comes up. Let's say I'm going shopping for some cans of Coke. I know that a 30 pack or 30 cans, that's going to cost me $18.99. And the other deal that is on at the moment is showing that a 24 pack of cans is going to cost $15.99. So again, write the rates that you know, and then for each of those rates find the unit rate, and I would find for 1 can. You're going to get a very, very small number, but I will look at comparing decimals in this video. So let's do it that first rate. So we've got 30 cans is going to cost $18.99. So let's find for 1 can, which means I'm dividing this side by 30. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. So dividing both sides by 30, I get 63 cents for 1 can. So that is my unit rate based on 30 cans being $18.99. Let's look at my next one. So the other fact I was given was that 24 cans cost $15.99. And again, same thing, let's find for 1 can. So 1 can, to get from this side to this side, to get from 24 to 1, I need to divide by 24. Whatever I do to one side, I also do to the other side, and I will get 0.66 reoccurring, so 0.67 essentially. So when you're comparing decimals, the first one was 0.63, and the next was 0.66666. When you compare decimals, you always go column by column. These two have the same value. These two have the same value. Out of these two, straight away, this one's bigger. So let's look at our question again. The 0.63 belonged to 30 cans, so that means the better buy is for the 30 cans of Coke. Alright, we'll do one more example. Let's say we're shopping for some honey. 200 grams is going to cost $5. 300 grams is going to cost $6, and 500 grams is going to cost $11. So you try and do this by yourself, press pause and then continue the video afterwards just to see how you go. Now, if we're finding a unit price, so essentially for 1 gram, we're going to get a very, very, very small number. So another way you can do this question is to find it for a quantity for the first one, do the same quantity for the next one, and the same quantity for the next one, and compare them all. So what I would do for this one is actually find for 100 grams for each of them. There are other quantities you can find for, and that involves the lowest common multiple. If you're familiar with your times tables, you could also find it for, what have you got, 2, 3, yep, probably it would be a very large number, so you got 3,000 grams if you'd like. There are a few options, but I would go for the 100 grams. Alright, so let's look at the first one. So we had 200 grams is $5. So again, if we're finding for 100 grams, to get from what we know to what we're trying to find, we are dividing by 2, which means I divide by 2 on both sides. So for 100 grams, that's going to cost $2.50. And you would do the same for everything else. So if we go to the next one, we found that 300 grams was $6. So if we're finding for 100 grams, I would divide both sides by 3. And then I would find that 100 grams based on this rate is $2. And then the last rate that I was given was that 500 grams is going to cost $11. Finding it for 100 grams, dividing both sides by 5, gives me $2.20 for every 100 grams. So comparing all of our prices, we've got 100 grams for $2, $2.20, and $2.50. We can see that our best buy is this one over here, $2 per 100 gram. So the 300 gram, I don't know, jar of honey for $6 would be the better buy out of the three.